Welcome back to the Cobblemon Survival Guide. Today we're going to work on catching Rayquaza. The very first step to catching Rayquaza is making sure you have the Legendary Encounters mod downloaded. If you don't have this downloaded, the last video in this series shows how to download and install this, and it's only like 2 minutes long. So after this video, watch the video on how to download it, and then you'll be able to catch Rayquaza. Once that is downloaded, the next step is to find a stronghold. So make sure that you're fully equipped to fight the Ender Dragon because you'll have to beat him. So make sure you have good armor, feather falling, a good bow with plenty of arrows, and plenty of eyes of Ender so that you can find the stronghold. Also, Rayquaza is level 100, so I would make sure that your Pokemon are equipped to battle a level 100 Pokemon. Mine are honestly probably a little bit low, so we'll see how this goes. But make sure your Pokemon are fully equipped, and that as far as Pokeballs go, have at least one Quick Ball, plenty of Timer Balls, and quite a few Ultra Balls. Then once we've run into Rayquaza, I'll tell you more about my strategy for how we're going to catch him. If you've never found a stronghold before, I won't give you a full tutorial right here, although I have one in the channel that I'll link in the description. But basically, you just throw an Eye of Ender, and then you'll see that it points a certain direction, and you follow that direction for a couple hundred blocks, throw another one, and once it goes into the ground, you'll know you found a stronghold. I would make sure you have at least 15, 20 of these. I'm kind of risking it with 13, but we'll see how it goes. Before I get to the stronghold, I have to show you something incredible that happened on the way there. And if you don't care about the Let's Play, feel free to just skip ahead to where I teach you how to get Rayquaza. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We found the holy grail of all shiny Pokemon, Shiny Bidoof. After we catch Rayquaza, this guy is definitely going on our team. Now, the most difficult part of summoning Rayquaza and pretty much any of the legendaries in Cobblemon is that you need a beacon. And so before you go to the end, you're going to want to make sure that you bring 9 iron blocks, which to do that, you can get them pretty easily if you build the iron farm that I show in the survival guide series about how to automatically farm great balls. I'll link that video in the description. You can get iron extremely quickly from that. Or if you'd rather, you can just mine. And then of course you need the actual beacon. Now you can get that the normal way from fighting the Wither, or within the Legendary Encounters mod in Cobblemon, you can actually find these altars that have beacons and a few blocks of iron automatically spawned in. Now, I haven't been able to find any pattern on how exactly to find these. The only thing I've seen is that they sometimes, I feel like, do seem to spawn in near villages, but that's not confirmed. So you can try looking through villages, but really you're just going to have to explore to find these. I think this is a lot easier because I don't want to go through fighting the Wither. But it's up to you, whichever is easier for you. But you will need a beacon in order to catch Rayquaza and just about every other legendary Pokemon in Cobblemon. So once you make the investment in catching one, you'll be way more prepared to catch the rest of them. For those of you who are using the exact same seed I'm using, which is found in the description while you're playing through Cobblemon, these are the coordinates here of where this beacon is. And then if you are playing in a world with cheats enabled, no judgment here, you can just do /locate structure, and then you can scroll down to altar and find it there. After a little bit of time, we finally found ourselves the portal room. Once you're here, there's a quick couple of things I would invite you to do before you go in and battle the dragon and then fight Rayquaza. I would definitely put a bed here and set your spawn point in case you die. I'd put a chest here with some extra materials. And then I just want to talk really fast about some things that I think are useful to have. I would come in with a ton of different Pokeballs like I talked about earlier. I'd come in with some revives as well as a healing machine. Then you'll want things that you need for the dragon, right? Like a bow, arrows, glass bottles, the normal things you use when fighting the dragon. And then as far as my strategy goes, I'll show you more of it when we battle, but I'm going to go in probably with Eevee just to throw a quick ball. And then if he doesn't get knocked out in the first turn, we'll probably just do sand attack to lower his accuracy. Then the goal is probably, if I don't catch him there, to go in with Gengar, put him to sleep. I might use Nightshade because Nightshade is a move that just does the damage equal to the user's level. So it should always do exactly 90 damage, which shouldn't knock out Rayquaza. So I can lower him a little bit with that. And then when Gengar gets knocked out, we'll go to Ninjask. And for Ninjask, I'm thinking we'll see how low Rayquaza is. If he's low enough, we might just use False Swipe. If he's still pretty high HP, I'm thinking we'll use Double Team to try and get some stat boosts, raise my evasiveness. Then if I still have time, use Swords Dance to raise attack. Then I'll use Baton Pass to switch into Glade, whose stats will be boosted, and then we can False Swipe him down. And possibly even do some more double teams if it seems like it's necessary, but at that point we'll probably just False Swipe. We can put him back to sleep. If he gets knocked out and he's awake, but Rayquaza's at low HP, we can switch into Snorlax, and then use Yawn, revive another Pokemon if we need to. And then at that point, we'll start throwing Ultra Balls once we get him down to 1 HP and asleep. And then once we get to round 10, if we haven't caught him yet, we'll switch to Timer Balls. And we have 64 of those, so I'm hoping within that time period, we should be able to catch him. Then, of course, we have another portal here so we can get back to our base quickly. But before we go fight Rayquaza, we have huge news. Eevee is finally ready to evolve. And so I figure if we're going in against Rayquaza, we got to have our best bet. And so we're evolving to my favorite Pokemon of all time, Shiny Umbreon. And look at this guy. He looks incredible. I'm super, super excited to have him on our team. He's definitely probably not going to leave at all throughout the rest of the series. So even if we don't catch Rayquaza, I'm still happy. But we're going to go catch Rayquaza. So we'll fill in these right here, and then we'll jump in and go to the end. Once you get to the end, you'll have to build over to the main end island and then beat the dragon. For the sake of not making this video too long, I'm going to do that off camera. And I'll bring you guys back and show you what you do next. Go, we got him. That took us, honestly, a really long time. But we did defeat the dragon. Holy cow, I forgot how much XP you get from defeating him. Once you defeat the dragon, you need to tap the egg so that it moves places. This is the egg. You're going to need to use it to spawn Rayquaza. Before you do, however, I would recommend that you build yourself a little defensive area. What you're going to want to do is build something that is 3 blocks tall and then has a 2-block tall roof like this. It'll just come out like this, and this is going to be an area where you can be defended against the Enderman. It doesn't look very pretty, I know, but you do not want to die from an Enderman while you're fighting Rayquaza. That would be like the worst thing ever. So I would definitely recommend that you do this, and then that way you'll be safe. And if an Enderman starts attacking you while you're fighting Rayquaza, you can just hide under there and you won't die. Now to collect the egg, you'll need to put a torch under the block, under the egg, then destroy that block, then the egg will break, and now you have the egg. That was a little bit awkward. I definitely forgot to bring the stuff for the beacon the first time, so I had to go back and get it all. But when you come in, make sure you have that because you cannot spawn Rayquaza without a beacon. So once you are here and you've gotten everything you need to spawn Rayquaza, you need to make a beacon. Just a simple one, 3x3 of iron blocks, and then place a beacon on top of that. Then take the dragon egg and interact with it. As you do that, Rayquaza himself will spawn. And I'm kind of terrified, but here we go. Uh-oh. And that is exactly why I warned you to build this, because almost immediately an Enderman came after me. Now, I don't want to give you guys a lame view, so I will not stay in the hole too much. But our first thing we're going to do is just throw a quick ball and see if we can happen to get really lucky, which would be awesome. But if not, then we'll have to try our strategy. No way. Are you kidding me? We just caught Rayquaza on the first Pokeball. That is absolutely insane, guys. I've been preparing a strategy on how to battle him for weeks now, and we just got him on a quick ball. That was awesome. Well, if you do not happen to get him on a quick ball, the strategy I was going with, right, we were going to lower his accuracy, put him to sleep. We have 2 false swipers at high level, and then Lapras and Snorlax were going to be our tanks, and we had plenty of revives so that if a Pokemon got knocked out, we could tank with Snorlax and Lapras and then revive them. But there we go. We just caught Rayquaza. We're going to have to go back to our home base and show him off. Now, one warning I would give you is I was a little bit dumb and thought Rayquaza was the first one you're supposed to catch. But the person who made this mod actually designed it so that Rayquaza would be the hardest and the last one to catch. So I started with Rayquaza, and as you can see, it worked out fine. But it may be easier to start with some of the other legendaries that I'm going to show in the next couple of episodes. Also, quick tip, if you don't want to waste your time looking for a beacon before you fight Rayquaza, I've been inside the end just looking around for some shulkers for about 10 minutes, and I've already found 2 beacons here within the end. So these spawn in the end and in the overworld, but it seems to me, unless I'm just really lucky, they're easier to find in the end than they are in the overworld. So you could just get the dragon egg, defeat the dragon, and then wander around long enough in the end, and you should find some beacons around here. And if you have enough iron with you, you can just complete the portal here, and you could have spawned Rayquaza right here. After you catch Rayquaza, I would recommend looking around a little bit in the end, trying to find some shulker shells. If you can get Elytra 2, that's awesome. It makes the Minecraft version of the game more fun, and so we found that, which will be awesome. But it's also really useful to get shulkers. One, for storage, obviously the main reasons you need them in Minecraft, but also in Cobblemon, they're essential to get a Master Ball, which I definitely want to get a Master Ball before we try and catch Mewtwo, which we'll do in some future episode. So I would definitely go around, try and find an end city, and get some shulkers. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you catch Rayquaza in Cobblemon. I would definitely recommend doing the trick where you beat the Ender Dragon and then you go and you find the beacon inside the end, because I think I found 6 beacons while I was inside the end, which is crazy, within maybe 30 minutes. So that's definitely probably the easiest way to do it. If this video is helpful, please hit that subscribe button and check out the next episode right here.